All right, it's 2 o'clock in the morning here, Eastern time. I would love it if the people who were journalists actually did what they were paid for, and that includes the million-dollar podcasters. I've been waiting somehow for someone to report what actually happened at the Trump rally, and it was obvious. Well, here's what happened. And you won't see this on U.S. news media. They are doing a really good job of suppressing the basic information. There was a building, a one-story building, about between 100 feet and 100 yards, due to the right of the stage, and that's where the guy was with a rifle. And they had left that roof, which is outside the security perimeter, and they had not secured that roof. So the guy just crawled up on the building, and it's a peaked roof, so he was able to hide a little bit, and then popped up and started shooting. Now, um, meanwhile, there were people who saw this guy on the roof with the gun and told the cops. All right, we're going to have an eyewitness in a second, and then after that, we're going to have a clip of you can actually see that they were yelling, yelling, yelling long before this guy started firing. We have the actual video of it. And then we have the Secret Service or whoever these idiots were finally take the guy out. But this was an epic security failure. I mean, this is beyond belief. So what are they going to do? They're going to talk about how courageous and heroic the Secret Service were, and how we all need to give up our liberties now for greater security. That's where this is going. But this was a law enforcement and security failure beyond human comprehension. They should have had that roof secured. And when people were telling them there was a guy on the roof with a gun, and apparently they were telling them for minutes, they should have done something about it. The local cops had their fingers up their asses, as they always do. The Secret Service was nowhere to be seen. This is absolutely pathetic. Anyway, here's the eyewitness account.
We had a party here all day at the, you can see behind us at the Brinkles Farm and Greenhouse here. We had a party. And we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally, right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
Binoculars.
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
All right, you saw it. There was a guy there. He was with a bunch of other people. They saw this guy on the roof. They told the local cops. They pointed and tried to get the attention of the brilliant snipers on top of the roof at the rally. And none of these idiots did anything. And this guy had all the time in the world to set up his shot, kill at least one person, nearly blow Trump's head off. And I believe some other person was seriously injured. I mean, just mind-boggling. So anyway, here's some really rough footage from the scene. You can see clearly that the people who were there were yelling to the cops. There was a guy with a gun on the roof, and the cops didn't do shit.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit... He's going to get him!
Stay under here. He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there. He's on the roof, buddy.
He's dead. I just seen his hair go up. They shot him in the head.
All right, well, what could be clearer? Right. So basically they had this secured perimeter. They had everybody go through security. They checked everybody's bags. They wanded everybody. They had a cast of thousands, obviously, providing security inside. And nobody thought to look 100 feet or 100 yards, not sure how far it was, to the right of the stage to see that there was a building with a roof. There should have been somebody a security person on that roof. Not only that, and just recapping, there were people there screaming that there was a guy with a gun on the roof. The local cops couldn't get the donuts out of their mouth. The brilliant snipers from Secret Service couldn't engage, and they had to wait till the guy killed some people, or killed at least one person, maybe more, injured somebody, and nearly took Trump's head off.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. Take a look at what happened.
Moving to spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Moving to spare. Get ready. We ready?
It said, take a look at what happened.
Lá em cima, né? Aqui, ó. We can see the guy there. I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead. Tá vendo? Lá em cima, né? Aqui, ó. We can see the guy there. I think they hit him because the guy he looks dead.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. It said, take a look at what happened.
And again, where's this going to go? We're going to hear about the heroic Secret Service and how fantastic they are, and law enforcement and first responders and blah, 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 blah. And then the other point I want to make is this was knowable within, I'm going to say, an hour. after the shooting. All right. The U.S. news media deliberately suppressed this. I saw some interviews, I don't have the clips, where people who were being asked, eyewitnesses, to describe what happened. As soon as they talked about, what actually happened, they were cut off. All right. So this is America doing what it always does, glorifying the incompetent authorities, lying, distorting what actually happened. What happened was they did not provide even basic ABC security. When they were told there was a guy with a gun on the roof, they did nothing. Okay, so anyway, it's 2:08 a.m. here, Eastern Time. You're probably hearing this first from Brass Check. Why we always have to be the ones to tell you this stuff, I don't know. But apparently that seems to be the way it is.
Brass Check TV, free to you, not free to us. We've got a server bill, we've got an email software bill, we've got a tech helper bill, and that happens every month. So to everybody that is supporting us financially, that's paying for their subscription in one way or another, we really appreciate it. If you're not, consider doing so. Everybody's got money for the newspaper and the cable bill and all that. Do you have money for media that's actually serving you? That's really the issue here. And when you help us, it allows us to get this information out to the world. So thanks to all our supporters, and if you're not a supporter already, please consider becoming one.